Hi guys, welcome back to the Sicilian Revival. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we're going to two league games against Roma and Torino, hoping that we can continue our brilliant run of form. As you can see by the league table, we've pushed up to 10th place now. We're sat on 41 points. We are, what is it now, 22 points clear of that bottom three, and we're very much going to be staying in Serie A. And since changing to this formation, the turnaround in the squad has been fantastic, and it would appear we've finally started to find our rhythm. Obviously, since you were last with us, we had that defeat against Cagliari, but we've continued, despite that defeat, to play very good football. A 3-0 win at home against Genoa, a 3-1 win away against Palermo, and a 2-1 win at home to Fiorentina, with a 1-0 win at home against Sassuolo. We are proving to be very tough side to beat now, and hopefully that can continue going in toward the end of the season. Because I'm looking at these fixtures, we've got Juventus, Inter, and Atalanta, and Lazio, AC Milan as well. If we can get any kind of results against any of those teams, but win the games that we're supposed to, looking at that league table, we might have an outside chance of maybe even qualifying for Europe. It's very optimistic. I'm more than happy with where we are at the moment in mid-table. But if we can get a result today against Roma, and I mean Torino are near the relegation zone, if we can get wins in both of these games, it could really push us up the table, and it could end up that we might well be looking at qualifying for the Europa League, which would be a phenomenal achievement considering how the first half of the season went. But at the same time, if we do finish just outside of those places, it makes you wonder if we'd have started off the season with this formation, could we have finished up with a qualifying, with ourselves qualifying for Europe? Morona's got a slight knock, but he is fit enough to play today. But I think, to be honest, despite his really good form at the moment, we're going to start Malakar and just rotate it a little bit up front. Other than that, the squad is as it should be. We're looking pretty strong at the moment, and hopefully that will continue today. We did have the beating of Roma in our home game against them. They've got some very good players, though, and I think this away game could be a little bit different. But if we can get out there today and find a way of getting a result, I think it'll be a very good achievement. And given our recent form, there's no reason why we can't, at the very least, make this game competitive. Mamadou Ba here with a free kick. There's a lot of support on that left-hand side, and there's not too many players marking there. He could have easily laid that over, Ernst doing well enough just to palm it out for a corner. And Schmidt here to take the set piece. Swings it in toward that far post. There's no challenge. Coliseo was there. Couldn't quite win the header, unfortunately. And Fatawu picks it up and tries to push forward for Roma. But a very positive start. Roma having the majority of possession so far. Quite an even opening 20 minutes or so. But we're certainly holding our own. And as I mentioned before, with the form that we're in at the moment, hopefully we can continue. And I mean, a mid-table finish is a fantastic achievement, if truth be told. If we push up any higher than that, I mean, it'd be absolutely fantastic, obviously. But as a club, we're not ready to be finishing mid-table, really. Um, as Nunziante makes a very good save there from Janssen. We're not really good enough to be finishing in mid-table. There's no way we should be in any position of qualifying for Europe anyway. So mid-table is where we want to be, and at the moment we're looking extremely good for doing something like that now. And it's just a case of maintaining what we're doing. As João Mario swings it into that far post, Coliseo with the defensive header. We're struggling to get out, and Janssen fires it in, but he got quite underneath it, and it's out for a goal kick. But again, pretty competitive first half. We've not looked particularly dangerous ourselves at the moment. Roma certainly favourites at the moment, but we're giving them something to think about. And again, defensively, we're looking quite strong at the moment. Hopefully, we can continue with the resilience in this second half and maybe just push on a little bit and try and create a goal scoring opportunity as the ball is played out from Bangura to Vasic, and now Schmidt plays it in looking for Mlakar, who won it back off the defender, and Mlakar has scored. I don't know if he was offside or not when the ball was played, but I thought he won that from the defender. There's no reason why this should be offside. unless the defender didn't actually touch it, which is quite unfortunate. And unfortunately, it is disallowed. So very unlucky from our point of view there, but a very positive start to the second half as Verratti plays it into Bangura. Now Musto, back to Bangura again. Now Calisacco into Schmidt. He's got support ahead of him, finds Bangura. Space out wide here for Angelone, cuts into the penalty area, lays it across for Mamadou Ba, and it's a good save from Ernst. Very good positional play there from the keeper. It remains 0-0, but again, really positive start to the second half. We're looking very good at the moment. Schmidt with the delivery toward the centre of the penalty area. Ross tries to nod it back in. Yao Felix with the clearance, and Angelone picks it up, tries to find Schmidt, but nothing comes from it. But certainly very a very good start to this game in this second half, and Coliseco winning it back and finding Bangura. Mamadou Ba has support outside. It's a heavy touch, and Bove easily claiming that one. And Yao Felix into Fatui, back to Yao Felix, charging forward into the penalty area he goes. We are forcing him wide, so pretty good defending from our point of view there. But Yao Mario swings it in toward that far post, and there is Nick Janssen, and it's his 12th goal of the season. A little bit unlucky from our point of view. I think we've been the better team in this second half. We'll drop a bit of encouragement, but unfortunately, all of our front players haven't really got into the game. And I think, to be honest, we will have to make some changes here. Marone can come on for Malakar, and Schmidt has had a poor game, as has Mamadou Ba. So we'll change all of the front three. Musto and Sacco have actually both been poor as well today, which is a bit unfortunate. Verratti's had a bad game as well. But I think we'll just focus on in that midfield. We'll get Maltony on for Musto in the midfield, and Coliseco can come off as well. And we'll get Thomas Burdick on in central midfield. And bit of a risk making all 5 substitutions with 20 odd minutes to go, but we could be in with an opportunity here. Just a little bit more chance creation. It's been a very even game. Both sides with 8 attempts at goal, 6 on target for Roma. Well, they've just jumped ahead again. They've just had a couple more attempts, but we'll drop a bit of encouragement to the team, and hopefully we can find a way to get level in this game. Martinez here with the delivery, looking toward the far post of Fatu, who was arriving. Vasic did really well defending that one, but it's fallen here for Martinez, and there is the second goal. It's his 14th of the season, so at least we've conceded goals against players that are in form at the moment. They're in form for their club, and it is what it is. I think it's a bit harsh from our point of view. I think we've deserved a little bit more from the game, but the quality of Roma just shining through in the end, and Ernst picks it up into Vital, and now Cristante lays it back to the keeper again. They're just knocking the ball about. They're in full control of the game going into injury time here, and quite an odd one, really. When it's not been an episode, we've looked pretty strong, and Lungston is in, and it's a good save from Nunziante to tip it over the bar. And once again, we're going to be on the end of a defeat here in an episode, as we did against Cagliari. Martinez here with the resulting corner, a couple of minutes from the end. And hopefully it doesn't get too much worse, but it has. And Vital, with his 4th of the season, it's a very simple goal that we've conceded there, really. 3-0 to Roma. And again, as I mentioned a second ago, in an episode, we're on the end of a 3-0 defeat. So going forward, we have to improve for sure. Too many disappointing performances, certainly things to think about. And we need to go out there in the game against Torino and really pick it up again. A little bit of inconsistency, though. This is the thing. We've been in really good form last few games. And despite us creating some reasonable chances, we didn't really look like scoring, which is a bit of a shame. Keeps Roma in the title race with Juventus and Inter. And as I was saying before, we've got Atalanta, Milan, Inter and Juventus coming up, and Lazio. Mid-table is the realistic position. But if we win against Torino, we could be in a position where we secure safety in the next game, which would be a fantastic achievement in itself. And that, of course, was the aim for the season, not to be relegated. And that is definitely where we are headed at the moment. We've got quite a long time to go until that Torino game. It's 8 days in game, so bear with me. We'll come back and hopefully an improved performance will be apparent. Okay then, guys, here we go for the home game against Torino. If we go out there today and win, and Palermo lose at home to AC Milan, we are officially safe, we are officially staying in Serie A next season. I think we pretty much will do anyway. We've reached that 40-point mark, and the points to games ratio we have won already. So I'm pretty comfortable with where we are. I think I want another two, maybe three wins on the board just to push us up the table. If we can get onto 50 points and maintain this mid-table spot, it would be excellent. Just the one change, Marone is going to come on for Malacca today, and hopefully we can really push through with it. Coliseko will remain in the midfield as well for now, but overall we're looking pretty reasonable in terms of squad strength. Kumbade is the only slight issue for the main first team. He is still out with his knock, and Higor is also still out with his knock as well. But hopefully, in the coming weeks, they will both return to the squad. Going into this game, fingers crossed we can get a good result, like I say, and there's no reason why we shouldn't. But obviously, following the defeat last time out against Roma, hopefully it won't have affected things too much. So going into the game, plenty to focus on. Let's get out there and do the job. And obviously with Palermo at home against AC Milan, we can keep an eye on that one as well. Securing safety was all of the expectations that we had for the season. But if we go out there and win today, the job will pretty much be done anyway. Bangura lays it back to Matthias Ross, just about to lay it forward into Mamadou Bar. He's got support on this right side, and Angeloni, since Kumbade's injury, has managed to get into the first team fold of it as Bar plays it in, and there is Thiago Schmidt. It's his sixth of the season. I'm hoping he's managed to stay on side there. It's one thing we have struggled a little bit with creating some of the goal opportunities. We have been offside slightly and just mistimed our runs a bit. But this time, he did manage to stay on, and we take the lead early on here. 15 minutes gone. Thiago Schmidt with the finish. I would love to sign him permanently, but Chelsea want far too much money for him. He's been a fantastic player for us in Serie B and in Serie A, but unfortunately, we just completely priced out of being able to make a move for him. Wage-wise, we can afford him a lot of the time, but he's worth 30 to 40 million pounds. There's no way we can get him in. As Coliseko attacks it at the near post, Marone with the delivery from the corner, and Coliseko makes it 2-0, and we're looking very comfortable here. And this is the kind of game that we've been playing. I know you saw us with the victory in the previous episode, and obviously we had the defeat as well, but this is just a slight inconsistency that we have. But you can see when we're on form, we really are on form and we are performing well. AC Milan are 2-0 up away at Palermo. So as things stand, we will be officially playing in the Serie A next season. We've come a long way this year. We've had to change tactics a couple of times, but we finally managed to find something that works for us. And my word, has it worked for us? We just need to strengthen in certain positions, I think, for next season. Obviously, the young players getting the match experience, building everything in their game, and that is a terrible bit of defending there from Torino. Musto with a lovely pass into the penalty area, and Mamadou Bar managed to beat the defender too. It was a very, very odd opportunity. Vasic played it into Musto. The pass was lovely into Mamadou Bar, and Lafont, I don't actually think he realised Mamadou Bar was there. He was stood the other side of the defender, and it was a very, very easy goal. And we are 3 goals to the good now, and that is definitely going to be job done today. And hopefully we can just push on a bit in this second half and grab a couple more. Schmidt with the delivery toward the far post, and it's fallen there for Coliseko, and Verratti with the header back inside. And Seiko, before today, hadn't scored this season. He's struggled to break into the side, really. Higor's injury has allowed him to break into the side the last few matches. And Verratti just heading it back across, and Seiko with his second goal of the game and the season. It's 4-0 right at the start of the second half. And we're definitely showing what we're capable of here. The thing is, in that central midfield role that he's playing at the moment, Seiko's only rated as a 2-star midfielder. We know how dangerous he is from these set pieces. But how much longer is he going to stay in the side? It's going to be very difficult to let him go, that is for sure. Nunziante with a brilliant piece of goalkeeping there. He's really stepped up as well in recent weeks, Nunziante. He's looked pretty decent as well. And Brazil, again, he's been such a key player for us for a number of years now. Is he coming toward the end of his career here, as well as Nunziante makes another very good save. I mean, it's too little too late, really, for Torino at this stage. Half an hour to go and it's 4-0. But they created a few opportunities and we're just getting a little bit sloppy at the back. But again, in terms of actual chance creation, we've had a lot of shots on target, but Torino have created a number of opportunities. They've just failed to take them. And I think we're forcing them to shoot from quite a way out. But that strike from Helino was very well saved from Nunziante. And this is I think defensively we have got stronger this season, and the Christensen there with a header just over the crossbar. Um, but we do still concede a lot of chances, and unfortunately, if they go in, then obviously we don't look as good, do we? But Coliseco's done his job today. We'll get Thomas Burdick on in the midfield again. Schmidt has done his job as well. Rivera can come on for him. Just a couple of players struggling for fitness. Musto's on a yellow card. We'll get Maltony on for him. And Angeloni on a yellow card. We'll bring on Schiappi for him. Opportunity for one more change. But I think, to be honest, we should be okay. Ross just struggling a little bit fitness-wise now, but we're right at the end of the game, and that is a brilliant reverse of the game that we've just had against Roma. A 3-0 defeat followed by a 4-0 win. Again, it shows our slight inconsistency, but again, we know how much quality these top sides in Serie A have, and the difference between those teams and the rest of the teams in the league is quite substantial. But we are officially a Serie A club next season. We have officially survived now, 25 points clear of that bottom three with 24 points available. The job has been done, and we will go into the last two games of the season in tomorrow's episode, knowing that we're safe and hoping that we can just maintain this mid-table position. We're only 7 points off European games, but obviously we're relying on the fact that we've got games against four of the top five to come, and Lazio as well on top of that. So if we can maintain this area in mid-table, I will be more than pleased. And AC Milan comes up next, and like I say, Atalanta and Frosinone, I think, are our last two fixtures. That will be in tomorrow's episode. We'll round off the season there. There's 6 games to get through in the meantime. I would potentially come back a little bit earlier than that, but obviously we've done the job this season. We're not really going to be looking at qualifying for Europe or anything like that. So we'll forward on to the end of the season. Atalanta away and Frosinone at home. And hopefully we can get some surprising results in the meantime and just maintain our mid-table contention. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.